Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Thrift Store Rundown's expedition to the Emmys. We're celebrating TV's biggest night by doing what we do best, bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Where are my dragons? I got a game here that's really gonna make them war. That is, if they're deep Game of Thrones fans. The only other Game of Thrones review I've ever done up until this point was their cookbook, A Feast of Ice and Fire, the link of which will be provided in the description. I am not the biggest Game of Thrones fan, yet even I find the concept incredibly enticing. Dragon slaying taken to the highest new level, all the way up to levels of recognition by the Television Academy. 4 outstanding drama series Emmys, and a total of 59 statues, more than any other show honored by the TV Academy. So, needless to say, this does have its appeal with the suits, and according to the mass Game of Thrones fans worldwide, well, they can all attest to the appeal of this legendary show that will have an enduring legacy. One that really defines the term epic. And it is in that spirit that I review its official Clue tie-in game. Yes, one of the Game of Thrones cast members, or characters really, has been murdered. And it's up to you to figure out who the perpetrators are in this 2-round version of Clue. And I say 2 rounds because the game board is double-sided. For more on the game board, for more on the characters, and a basic summary of gameplay, we go down to our friends at TTPM Toy Reviews.
Everyone's favorite HBO show characters are ready for a game of Clue. The Game of Thrones Clue is the classic whodunit board game, but with a 7 Kingdoms twist. All our favorite characters are ready to solve the mystery of Clue. 12 suspects include the Lannisters, Khaleesi, Grey Worm, Sansa Stark, Peter Baelish, and more. But sadly, no Jon Snow. Where is Jon Snow? 6 custom weapons keep up with the theme. This double-sided board game allows you to play in Meereen or at the Red Keep. The game cards have White Walkers and Master of Whispers to add to the theme. Fans of Game of Thrones will really get into the play of this themed Clue game. The commander of the Gold Cloaks was found murdered in the Red Keep. Where was the murder committed? Who did it? And which weapon was used? Meanwhile, in Meereen, a great master has been murdered, and someone has sided with the Sons of the Harpy to destabilize all of Slaver's Bay. Who did it? Where did they do it? And what did they use for the murder? These mysteries need to be solved.
So that's the basic summary of gameplay. If you want an expanded summary, well then check out the game rules. This goes into detail about gameplay, as well as setup, and the 2 rooms on each side of the game board. The Red Keep side here, this is that side, along with the list of suspects, and the weapons. So that's how you set up the Red Keep. And for the Meereen side, this is that side, along with instructions for setting up that side of the game, and the suspects and the weapons. From there, you start playing. And we'll show you all the components one at a time as we go along. And forgive me ahead of time for any name mispronunciations. I am the furthest thing from a Game of Thrones fan, but I'm intrigued by the concept again. So we have a double-sided custom game board, 6 custom mover bases, 12 suspect movers and personality cards, 38 rumor cards, 21 intrigue cards, a double-sided custom clue sheet, an envelope for storing your suspect, the weapon, and where it took place. 6 custom weapons, 2 dice, and the rules, which I hold in my hand right here. Choose a setting, and then from there, you'll once again be whisked away to the wonderfully bizarre world of Winterfell. So let's take the game board and put it center stage. Now, for the game board, they do not label on the game board which side is which. So let's have another look at this. So this side here, which I'm showing you now, just happens to be Meereen. And the other side here would be the Red Keep. since red is my favorite color, let's just go ahead and put it on the flip side. As we take Game of Thrones on the flip side. Yeah, normally I sign off a video with that, but it just felt cool to say it at that moment. So this is the red keep. This side of the game board right here. 6 suspects per room for a total of 12 suspects. And all of them are contained in this plastic bag right here. This plastic mini Ziploc bag. They don't label them on the boards, which is great. All of your weapons along with the 2 dice are stored in here. All the cards, the intrigue cards, the personality cards, the weapons cards, so on, they're all contained in here too. If you are interested in an expanded gameplay video, I'll leave a link below for that in the description. But you guys seem to be interested in me wanting to actually play these games, so hey, if enough of you subscribe to the channel, we might just do a new spin-off series of me and David, or somebody else, actually playing these games. So, keep on subscribing, and your wish will be granted. If I have to crush on one Game of Thrones character, it has to be Daenerys Targaryen. Forgive me for that. Daenerys Targaryen? There you go. All I know is that she is played by Emilia Clarke, and anyone on the Game of Thrones cast who is voted Esquire's sexiest woman alive. And fun fact, any woman who wins the heart of Seth MacFarlane and starts dating the guy for a few months at a time, well, I gotta put that woman on my quest list, which is ever expansive. Well played, Seth. Well played. The guy is a Game of Thrones fan, and wanted to assert his dominance in the fandom in the worst and best way possible. Alright. These are your notes. It's your job to figure out, which suspect was in which room with which weapon, in any one of these rooms, on this side or the other side. Who was the perpetrator with what weapon, and where did it happen? And those 3 components you store in this envelope. And if they match any of your competitors' guesses, well, guess what? You win. If not, gameplay continues. Once again, link is in the description for an expanded gameplay video, and I'm going to include that one from SourceFed. This is player info from the manufacturer USAopoly. Players roll the dice to try and move around the board, entering rooms and asking questions to figure out the murderer. As players navigate around the game board, they can use the 21 intrigue cards, including 13 Master of Whisperers and 8 White Walker cards, to find out who done it. 6 soul-themed metal weapons include a poison vial, battle axe, Arak, A-R-A-K-H, whatever that is, Faceless Man crossbow, and Cat's Paw Assassin dagger. It's a 2 to 6 player game for ages 18 and up. And even though I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, and it does require some time to learn about the game, once you learn about it, it's going to be beckoning for you to play it right then and there, because, in my view, it's definitely a must-own. I picked this up for $3.99. Usually American thrift store in Passaic don't price any of their items properly with price tags in regards to books. They just do that for board games. So, you now know properly how much I paid for this. 2 settings, 2 mysteries to solve, 12 characters, 6 suspects per room, 6 custom weapons, and these are the weapons. And we went over all the components, really. So with that said, I'm going to give this 4.5 out of 5 claps. I guess I'm a little bit biased. We all know that Game of Thrones fans play no games when it comes to professing their love for this show. And that's alright with me, because if I have anything to say about it, if I do ever watch this for the first time, well, this will one day be heir to TSR's swoon-worthy throne. But for now, hopefully, if you're in that category, that you got a clue as to how much fun you're gonna have with this game. Thanks for watching, stay golden, and remember, winter is coming, so for those indoor game nights, you're gonna want to keep this around in a regular rotation. I'll catch you on the flip side!